Hustle, grind, broke. Look, I get it. Like every other guy who kind of wants to make some money on the side or do something or, be a little bit self developmental. What do you come across? You come across these self help, hustle culture grind bros that are working 24/7, 365, no sleep ever. I mean, you're talking about these guys that make you feel bad. Every time I would watch a Gary Vee video, I would walk away feeling worse. And sure, maybe if I had Gary Vee sat with me here, he'd say, that's more about you than it is about me. But then again, he's been caught doing some stupid stuff too, so let's not get it twisted. That culture and grind mindset isn't always great. It's got to the point now where I am actively rejecting this hustle and grind culture. You know what I mean? I see somebody dressed like this, and I'm wondering, who have you scammed to get that blazer? And that blazer doesn't look very expensive, but it probably is, just for the fact that you're going to tell me the price tag. This is something that I even struggle with myself to this day, and it's that whole work 24/7 or your lazy mentality. It's a complete and utter myth. You know why? Because what that does is that just leads to burnout, and that leads you to doing nothing. You know what is actually something that a lot of people do which is successful? A work-life balance. These guys have never heard of that. And that's why they always burn out. You don't see these guys in 5-10 years still doing the same stuff. Most of these guys, long term, don't last because they don't understand what a balance is, or they're off camera and they realize there's a work-life balance, but that doesn't adhere to the social media standing that they've built up, so they can't stick by it. It's okay to relax. Sometimes it's okay to sit in front of a TV and veg out completely. Most of us work a 9 to 5 job. You do the 9 to 5, you come home. If you've got some time, you eat and you relax. And you know what? You can try build a side business if that's what you want to do. But the majority of people don't. They want to sit around, relax, enjoy the rest of their evening. You're okay to do that. You don't need to do something. You don't need to monetize every hobby you've got. If you do rock climbing, you don't need to start making vlogs every time you do rock climbing and try and make it as a YouTube. I hate this. Every time you have some sort of hobby that you're good at, some family member inevitably or some person is going to go, well, hey, you should try and monetize that. You don't know anything about the crochet scarves that I knit, Susan. Why don't you stop telling me to monetize it and crack on with your own life? Forget about me, worry about yourself. You know what the greatest lie about these hustle culture roadmen is as well? Is that some of them, or a lot of them, actually come from a privileged background. They come from a safety net. They come from family that support them. They don't need to have a job, and their full-time job is just sitting around posting stuff on social media because they've not got anything else going on. It's easy when mummy and daddy are paying for your stuff and you're sat around going, I'm a hustle culture bro. Bro, you made £50 this month, trying to sell your courses and trying to do some drop shipping scam. What is wrong with you? Let's move on from this crap, shall we? We don't all start from the same place. We don't all have the same privileges, and not all of us can just make 40 grand in 3 months just by doing some random drop shipping scheme. I see so many of these articles come up on BBC of these young lads making, 40 grand a month in sales from drop shipping, but what they fail to mention is that after the costs, after all their admin, after all their labor, it's much like this YouTube channel. You're making less than minimum wage, my guy. So why are you on a BBC article that you've probably sent yourself or from an anonymous source, that you're making this much money? Because you're trying to get clout and more attention so that you can actually try make some sales and try make a living. You know what the thing is? The people who are actually rich don't tell you how to get access to their wealth. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed how the truly rich, there's no billionaires, there's no Jeff Bezos, there's no Bill Gates sat around going, I'm a billionaire. Here's how you can be a billionaire too. You know why? Because they don't want to share the wealth. People who are actually wealthy don't want to share it with you. That's it. And if they do share it with you, it's going to be at an exorbitant price because their time is money. You know, the one thing that you can never get back. So unless you're paying thousands upon thousands for one-to-one courses and stuff like that, or personal mentorship with a guarantee, it's not really going to do anything. Buying these lazy ass content courses from these people that don't know what they're doing, but they have somehow convinced you with their social prowess that they have done something, it's just not the way to go, my friend. What are these guys' schedules? It's the most unrealistic thing I've ever heard of. Wake up at 4 a.m., go to the gym. Who goes to the gym at 4 a.m.? Oh, well, I do gym, I'm consistent. Good for you, mate. Nobody's that consistent. Then you come back, sort your bed out and have breakfast. Then you check emails for your scam course. Then you do a bit of work. Then you go to the gym again. Then you have dinner and a protein shake. Then you make love to your non-existent missus because you've got hustle and culture grind lifestyle, so you don't have no one around you. Then you check emails again. I mean, you're not doing anything anyway. You're just making a schedule and making us feel bad and making yourself feel better about it. That's it, really. Also, these young cats are just 20 or 30 and they're hustling, grinding, they're sitting in there renting out Lambos, they've got their little tees, extra small to show their little muscles. Have you seen a 60-year-old doing this hustling, grind culture? I think I've seen some 40, 50-year-olds trying to pretend they're doing this, but in reality, I don't see no pensioners knocking about doing this hustle and grind. I've been hustling and grinding since I was in my nappies, and now look at me. I'm a successful pensioner. You don't see it? It's funny that, isn't it? These guys all crash and burn, and there's nothing left at the end of it. So keep that in mind. If you can find me a 65-year-old pension hustling grinder, then fine, I'll eat my words. Until that day, let that be a lesson to you that it ain't all that. Fucking stupid, man. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid.